10 days in the camp. So what are your biggest impressions so far? What have you liked about the work you guys have gotten done so far?
Well, the work ethic's there, and we've got a lot of good players. The depth is better than it's ever been, but we continue to work on the mental side of it, and those are the things that are the difference between a great team and an average team. We were an average team last year because of the mental side of it. So yeah, the X's and O's and all that kind of stuff, that'll be there. If we can stick together and have some mental toughness, that's what's going to get us to the next level.
You mentioned the depth. Obviously, that helps just in rotating, keeping guys fresh. But it seems like, especially places where you have added depth, like receiver, defensive tackle, seems like there's a lot of internal competition there too. Do you think that's kind of pushing the rest of the team along?
Yeah, it's positive and it's healthy, and our guys like each other, in those positions. So competing is not a negative, and they go at it every day, and they want to be the number one guy. But they also they feel good about their teammate doing well also.
Is that something? Is that something that you guys cultivate as a coaching staff? Is that something that these guys did on their own? Because it does seem like the internal competition is healthy and it is friendly amongst each other. Is that stem from the summer? Does it stem from just the overall program growth? What can you point to?
Well, it's something that we instituted when we got here, and it takes time to get there. And how does a kid react when he doesn't win a competition? And it has to be positive body language, and you got to move to the next play, and that's hard. That's mental toughness, where you fail and you don't react to it and you move on. So it's something that we've started, but the players have bought into it.
Where maybe have you seen the best progress so far these first 10 days of camp?
I don't know if it's progress, but the ability to protect our quarterback is huge, and it's been a problem early in our fall camps, and I've really been impressed with how the offensive line has played.
Is that just a testament to knowing the offense better, having veterans, being in the system? What can you point to that has been the key to their improvement?
And Coach Germer's done a great job with them. We're more athletic at the offensive line position, and they're bought into what we're teaching them.
I talked to Jason Seymour the other day, and he was saying that last year a big learning experience from him, and he said that some of it was humbling, and that he really has some ideas on how to maybe adjust some things that you guys maybe were at a disadvantage at last year. What have you thought of just his progress as a defensive coordinator?
Well, we had a lot of success defensively early,
right,
and that kind of snowballed to where, hey, we're going to be the top defense. Nobody's going to score on us, and there's good coaches all over the conference, and you got to continue to mix things up. And we probably got a little bit too heavy in certain coverages and the way that we attack things. And he learned from that and did a great job in the spring. And it's hard on a quarterback, the way they're playing defense now. And that's what you have to do, is you have to make a quarterback be a quarterback and not just throw a ball up and let a great receiver go get it. He's going to have to find the weakness in the coverage and get the ball where it needs to be.
After evaluating the film from Monday, do you feel he was saying that he really wants to mix some coverages on the back end, confuse quarterbacks maybe pre-snap? Did you see them doing that a little bit against you guys during the scrimmage on Monday?
Yeah, and it's been very difficult for our quarterbacks. I talked to him about this in the off season, and I would tell him all the things that we coached our quarterbacks that we could pre-snap what they were doing. I'm like, You've got to work on your pre-snap movement, and they're hard to figure out where they're going to be until the ball is snapped. And not too many quarterbacks can get their eyes and process that information fast enough to get the ball where it needs to go.
Do you feel like just pre-snap stuff, alignment and all that on defense, you guys are adjusting pretty well even without a senior at middle linebacker? Or where does that call come from, I guess? Do you guys do the safeties or do you guys do the linebackers?
Well, he's putting a call in, everybody knows
right,
it.
Okay.
And our will linebacker, Jimmy Banks, is a guy that's communicating a lot of that stuff to our guys. But, it's just rep after rep after rep. And we're making a few mistakes every day, but that's what fall camp's all about. And we've got our package in, we got our it, and by the time we get to September 2nd, we can't be busting on any of the coverages.
What are your expectations for tomorrow? What's maybe the next step for you guys in live situations?
We just need to clean it up, and if the defense or the offense makes a great play, that's fine. But I don't want somebody to be successful because somebody else is not doing their job.
Right. And then last question for you then, what's the biggest area you guys think you need to progress here in the next, I guess, the second half of fall camp here?
I'd like to see the quarterbacks making all the right decisions. You're going to have some balls dropped or a pass that's not perfect, but I just want them to make all the mental decisions that are correct. And I keep talking about getting the ball where it needs to go. Do you hand it off? Do you throw it to the perimeter? Or in the drop back, are you putting it where it needs to go with that certain coverage?
Do you feel like you guys might have a chance to gain some more clarity at quarterback after tomorrow?
You know, it's getting clearer every single day, you know, in practice, and then the scrimmage kind of justifies what you're thinking.
Definitely.